So hello from sunny Las Vegas, from Tom Netting and myself, Christine Gordon, co-chair of the Government Relations Committee. As most of you know, we're here attending the Financial Aid Conference, and for those of you who weren't able to attend with us, Tom's going to take a few minutes and bring you up to date.
Thank you, Christine. We spent a lot of time over the course of the last 2 days talking about the instrumental role that the American Association of Cosmetology Schools has played in the process of negotiated rulemaking. For those of you unfamiliar with the process, once the Higher Education Act was completed last August, the department then gets their opportunity to take the legislation and bring it forward in terms of regulations through interpretation of the law as it relates to all the rest of the regulations. A great deal of time was spent yesterday talking about the details of those negotiations, and one of the things that I think the community should be most proud of is the fact that we were given the opportunity on behalf of the proprietary sector to be lead negotiators on two very, very important teams, one dealing with cohort default rates and a number of loan issues, and the other dealing with Team 5, which included 90-10 year-round Pell Grant eligibility, some positive changes to the teach-out regulations, as well as a number of other provisions. The status of the process is such that they've completed all of the meetings, and we're now awaiting the department's official notification, a notice of proposed rulemaking that will outline the outcome of all of those negotiations. While we were fortunate enough to reach consensus on some of the rules, we were not able to reach consensus on other vitally important ones like year-round Pell and 90-10. So we have to wait for the department to publish what their final interpretation of those are. We anticipate that the department will be putting forth all of that regulatory information in late July. The GRC is then prepared throughout the month of August to use the comment period to work with the Government Relations Committee and also with the AACS membership to develop our comprehensive response and submit it back to the department by the deadline. All of this driving towards the development of final regulations that must be put forward in published final form on or before November 1st in order to be enacted on July 1 of 2010. Interestingly enough, just the early part of this week, last Tuesday, we received word from the Department of Education through a Federal Register notice that they are in fact looking to do another round of negotiated rulemaking. This round of negotiated rulemaking will focus on issues not a portion of the Higher Education Opportunity Act that was just reenacted. Instead, it will look to other portions of the regulations which the department and others view may need some update or may need some modification as well. It's important to realize that a number of the issues, while they may look like they are proprietary focused in nature, they are, as Bob Shireman said in a conference call with the proprietary sector last Friday that AACS and I were a part of, that they are looking at these issues, whether it be satisfactory academic progress, incentive compensation, a definition of a high school diploma, and or the definition of gainful employment in a recognized field. All of those they're looking at in the context across all sectors of the higher education community, not just specifically proprietary. But nevertheless, that will require another round or another trip across the country with 3 more regional field hearings in Denver, Little Rock, Arkansas, and in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania throughout the month of June, which will then be followed by the ability for the department to look at developing another set of teams for negotiated rulemaking, and we anticipate those sessions to happen from September through November. Ironically, all of this leading once again to the AACS annual conference and a lot of discussions on both the regulations that will be finalized and the regulatory process that's going through moving forward.